Fire at Charity Market. New mayors sworn in. And government to reconsider a mile of falls. I'm Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do see what's happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The police are currently investigating a fire that destroyed a section of the Charity Old Market in Essequibo Coast. The fire was first observed last night by a police sergeant who alerted security guards, but efforts to extinguish the fire failed. Firefighters were unable to save 25 out of 85 stalls, and part of the market roof collapsed. 3 firefighters were injured and taken to the hospital. The estimated damage and loss is yet to be determined. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was in Guyana yesterday for a one-day visit to discuss priority bilateral issues, including food and energy, security, climate resilience, and regional migration. Blinken met with the president, cabinet, and even the opposition leader, which you notice he didn't mind shaking his hand. Anyway, the visit is part of efforts by the U.S. government to strengthen its ties with Guyana and other Caribbean nations. Last night, a 42-year-old businessman, Safraz Khan, was shot 3 times in front of his home in Georgetown. The victim was suspected to have been trailed from his workplace and was hospitalized in stable condition. The victim discharged rounds in the suspect's direction with his licensed pistol after he was clearly being shot at by the suspect, and detectives recovered 27 .223 spent shells and 13 9mm spent shells from the scene of the crime. Police are currently searching for the suspect and the car involved in the incident. Vice President Jagdeo has blamed Darmlaw's alleged team victim's decision to drop the matter due to public protests, although it was noted that such protests were actually in support of the schoolgirl. Nevertheless, Jagdeo said that protesters were not interested in justice but rather wanted to make a political point. The opposition APNU and other groups have been protesting for justice to be done in the matter. Darmlaw has since resigned as a government minister and member of parliament. But Jagdeo made it clear that the whole situation has taken a toll on Darmlaw's psyche and that Darmlaw is still a member of the People's Progressive Party and held in high standing. Results of this year's National Grade 6 Assessment can be accessed online at exams.moeguyana.org. However, the Education Ministry made it known that students who have not returned or replaced textbooks that were loaned to them would have their results withheld. The Georgetown City Council voted for Deputy Mayor Alfred Mentor as the new mayor of Georgetown and Denise Miller as the deputy, both of APNU. Meanwhile, Sharma Solomon was sworn in as the mayor of Linden. He replaces Wanika Arundel and takes up the post with full support of the APNU coalition. In Bartica, Anthony Murray of the PPP is the new mayor, replacing Gifford Marshall of APNU, while the deputy mayor position went to Gail Ann Passard, also of the PPP. Despite both APNU and PPP occupying 9 seats each on the town council, the PPP has the popular vote in Bartica. Wainwright McIntosh of APNU has been elected as the new mayor of New Amsterdam in Berbice. His deputy is Kirk Fraser, also of APNU. Devin Mohan was elected mayor of Anna Regina in Region 2, while Lorna Fitzallen was re-elected to the post of deputy mayor, both of them with the PPP. Over in Mahdia, Eslin Hussein was elected mayor, while Akita Evans was elected deputy mayor. John Macedo was re-elected to serve as the mayor of Letham, Region 9, and Indira Singh was elected as deputy mayor, both of the PPP.
Attention truck owners. Between potholes, bad drivers, and high fuel prices, you've got 99 problems to deal with. But with Powered Automotive, your engine ain't one. That's because they stock high-quality parts and spares you need at prices you can't beat. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them at telephone number 697-017. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today.
The government is currently amending its anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism legislation to strengthen its ability to forfeit the assets of criminals and the proceeds of crime in preparation for its fourth mutual evaluation by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force in September of this year. The amendments received regional and international help and will bring the nation in full compliance with international standards set out by CFATF and the Financial Action Task Force. Permanent Passad was busted by Kanu with approximately 23 pounds of cocaine worth $10.6 million. The arrest was made during an operation at the Young Professional Housing Scheme on the east bank of Demerara, where the suspect was found in possession of 9 brick-like parcels of the narcotic. Investigations are ongoing. 38-year-old Matthew Ejike Nunkwatu and 30-year-old Dwayne Frank were charged with running yet another overseas package delivery romance scam. The accused allegedly conspired with others to befriend the victim and convince her to pay fake customs fees of over $1 million. Nwachuku was further remanded to prison, while Frank was placed on a sum of $300,000 bail and will return to court August 9th. The government is considering reissuing a request for proposals for the Myla hydropower project after the previous attempts to find a contractor did not yield satisfactory results. The project is the largest renewable energy project in Ghana, and the government had prepared a build, own, operate, and transfer contract. The initial attempt to award the project encountered a setback when the winning bidder, China Railway First Group, withdrew from the contract due to non-conformity with the boot model.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. They speed even our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News, viewer's poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last episode, I asked your opinion on the results of the Dorm Law case.
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Terrell Hicks says, it's where a sitting minister can just do whatever he feels like and just get away with it. Mike Andrews says that man has a long line of questionable behavior behind his name. Just check out the news items over the years. Indeed, I've been observing it, from flashing guns in people's faces to even his sexual and lewd comments to his colleagues. It's disgusting. Dopamine says, it's dead wrong, Dorm Law, but he isn't the first or the last. At least he accepted responsibility and took ownership. Just another PNC Avenue supporters could be misogynistic about. A true opportunity is rare for them to earn some legitimate political points. Indeed. Wilma Bacchus says, we have a failed justice system, different strokes for different folks. I believe coercion had a part to do with this. Where are the supporting agencies? Policing and managing of such matters should be restructured with new legal policies and procedures. I agree. And finally, Kamru Rahim says, Mr. PNC News. It's Mr. Bulford. We need to investigate all the PNC members for similar behavior. You support those. The president acted well, not like in the Burnham days. You know what? Actually, I agree. And you know, this is not an individual issue. This is merely one example of a person in power exploiting children instead of guiding and directing them in a positive manner. No matter what the circumstances of the relationship between him and the child were, at the end of the day, Darmlaw and the other members of the political and business elite ruling class in this nation consistently display criminal behavior publicly and are never punished for it. We see it in our faces. So I agree with you and all the other Darmlaw supporters who demand we investigate the crimes of the PNC. Please do, because if it were up to me, half of Parliament and the GCCI would probably be sitting in prison for crimes against the nation. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about the proposed law to widen the police's ability to seize assets owned by criminals? Is it a good idea, bad idea, or somewhere in between? I want to hear from you. So, think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullfoot saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha! Good night, folks.